Okay, last day on stress relief. And you know me, I like practical applications. So today we're going to talk about some practical steps for managing our stress in our daily life. So the first one is move more during your day. And I mean, when you're stressed out, probably the last thing you do is feel like getting up and exercising, but it doesn't have to be like a full on workout, just any kind of physical activity, more, just adding more of that into your day, especially if you sit a lot in a stressful job. Getting up and moving around, it kind of rewires the brain. It releases endorphins that make you feel good, and it can serve as a valuable distraction from your daily worries. And even very small activities can add up over the course of a day. So even if it's just stand up and walk around for 5-10 minutes, and just do that several times a day, it can really help. There's lots of other things that you can do. We've talked about some of those earlier in the week. But movement, adding more movement into your day is a good help. And especially if you are a person who needs a kind of a calming stress response, or stress relief, because you have an overexcited stress response, using some rhythmic exercise can help. The walking, swimming, biking, tai chi, and aerobics, those kinds of things can help. And when you're exercising, make a conscious effort to pay attention to your body and the physical sensations that you're feeling when you're moving. Focus on your breathing, or how the air or the sunlight feels on your skin. And adding this mindfulness will help you break out of the cycle of negative thoughts related to your stress. So be mindful in that movement as well. The next one is to learn to manage your time better. Poor time management is probably one of the top sources of stress that we can experience. When you're stretched too thin and running behind, it's hard to stay calm and focused. And plus, you'll feel tempted to cut back on all of the things that are healthy and meaningful and are important in your life, like socializing, getting enough sleep, self-care, because you feel like you can't step away from the work or whatever, and so you're neglecting your sleep, you're neglecting the other things, and so you want to manage your time better so that you'll have time to do those things, because those help to manage the stress, and you'll be able to better tackle the jobs that are giving you a hard time. And there are things that you can do to maintain a healthier work-life balance. So the first one is don't overcommit yourself. Avoid scheduling things back to back as much as possible and trying to fit too much into one day. Build little cushions of time into your day. That way, if something comes up, you'll have a place to put it. And if something doesn't come up, you'll have an opportunity to do some kind of a relaxation exercise or a distraction. And a lot of times we underestimate how long things will take. So building those cushions into your schedule will help to help buffer against that. Another one is to prioritize your tasks. Okay, we talked about that a little bit before. You can ABC or 1, 2, 3, or however, musts, shoulds, maybes, are, and then tackle them in order of importance. Do your musts first and then your shoulds. If something is particularly unpleasant or stressful, do it first. Get it over with. Get it off your list, and that way you have the more pleasant, less stressful things to look forward to. So do the high stress, unpleasant things first, and then break projects into small steps. A project, something, whether it's a project for work or cleaning out a closet or reorganizing your pantry or whatever it is, break it into small pieces, because it can be overwhelming. And then that kind of perfectionist, all or nothing mentality kicks in, and you become immobilized and you don't really know where to start. So if you break it into small pieces, it's a lot easier to tackle, and then it will be less stressful to do that. And then delegate responsibility. You don't have to do it all. I know if you're like me, you're a little bit of a control freak and you just feel better doing it by yourself, but the reality is you don't, because you're stressing yourself out. So find someone that can help, find someone that can take a task for you and delegate it. It will help a lot. And then then another tip is to reach out and connect with people who make you feel good. There's nothing more calming than spending quality time with another human being who makes you feel safe and understood. So, shoot them a phone call, or if you have time, go visit them. But it's important that we make connection in person. It doesn't count if you're Facebook messaging. Schedule a lunch or whatever, but in person, you need to connect with people. And keep in mind that they don't have to fix your stress. They can't, honestly. They just need to be a good listener. And don't worry about appearing weak or being a burden. If they're really a trusted friend, if they really care about you, they're going to be flattered by your trust, and you should feel comfortable opening up to them, and they would want you to do that. They're not going to think you're a burden, and it's going to strengthen your bond. So don't be afraid to talk to them. And I know you have people in your life that are just kind of your go-to safe places. Use them and connect with them regularly in person. And then make time for fun and relaxation. You can't get so caught up in the bustle and hurry of life that you forget to take care of your own needs. An empty well cannot give. You've got to fill your well. You've got to sharpen your saw. It's a necessity, not a luxury. If you regularly make time for fun and relaxation, then you'll be in a better place to handle life's stressors. So set aside some leisure time. Include some rest and relaxation in your day, even if it's just 5 minutes during the day. It's something. It's a good start, and then build on that. But write it into your schedule, and don't allow other obligations to encroach on that time. Okay, if you keep a calendar, block it out, and then don't schedule a meeting during that time. This is your time to take a break. You've got to take that mental break to recharge your batteries. And then do something you enjoy every day. You can do it in that time, or you can do it first thing in the morning or in the evening, or whatever time works for your schedule. But a leisure activity that brings you joy, whether it's just staring into space, stargazing, playing the piano, or riding your bike, or reading a book, or listening to music, whatever it is, find a leisurely activity. Exercise, for me, it's CrossFit. And doing that every day just it just gives you kind of that reset. And then keep your sense of humor. It's really important to be able to laugh at life. Don't take things so seriously. Laugh at yourself. And just the act of laughing reduces stress. So find somebody that'll tell you a funny joke or something. But keep your sense of humor and laugh. And then take up a relaxation practice, whether it's yoga, meditation, prayer, reading, deep breathing, those kinds of that trigger your body's relaxation response. It's the opposite of the fight or flight, and it will just kind of bring the cortisol levels back down. It will bring your blood pressure back down, and so you want to do that on a regular basis. And then finally, we want to maintain balance with a healthy lifestyle. Eat a healthy diet, okay? Get those macro and micronutrients into your life. If you're going to use your sense of taste as a quick stress tactic that we talked about, chew on something crunchy, chew on something healthy. Instead of going for the chocolate drawer, go for the carrots or something like that. And then balanced, nutritious meals. They're going to help boost your immune system. It's going to boost your overall metabolism. It's going to help your brain be healthier, which is going to help you with your stress management as well. Reduce your caffeine and sugar. The temporary highs that you get from caffeine and sugar, they usually end in a crash of both your mood and your energy. There's better ways to stimulate some energy if you need to. We talked about some of that previously. And so avoid, if you would reduce the caffeinated and sugary foods that you tend to go to, you'll feel more relaxed and you'll probably sleep better too, which is also really a good tip. In fact, that's the next tip, is getting an adequate sleep, which we talked about 2 weeks ago. It fuels your mind as well as your body, and feeling tired will increase your stress because you have a harder time thinking. So you're gonna have a harder time making decisions. Your critical thinking skills are going to be compromised. So getting enough sleep is huge. And then also, obviously, we talked about avoiding alcohol, cigarettes, and drugs. Self-medicating, it may provide an easy escape in the moment, but it's only temporary. It's not going to fix anything. We want to deal with our problems with a clear head. So those are some practical steps for stress management in your life. Hopefully those are helpful. And I hope this week has been enlightening and helpful. Let me know what stuck out to you. What were your favorite takeaways?